Any topics?
New does. She
Like what?
had a great day today. She wants to talk about Filipino dudes.
No,
Oh,
I
yeah?
don't. I do not.
All right.
No, we don't. No, we're
All right,
not
let's get
doing
started
that.
then. I'll start with the intro, and then
All
New
right.
can get started with her.
No, we're not doing that.
Welcome back to the Controvert podcast, where we talk about modern dating, growth, motivation, and crazy stories. Today, we got a full house. Our first time full house on Controvert podcast. And then we also have this guy in the background. He's just watching. Sorry, the camera can't see you, but anyways. Everyone, can you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves? Let's do like name, age, what you do for work, and I don't know. Are you guys sorority girls? I forget.
No.
Oh,
No?
I am.
She is.
She is? Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, so I'm Stephanie, 25. I was in a sorority. I work in insurance now. But that's it.
Yeah, my name's New. I'm 25. Wait, I'm 26 actually.
Oh my god.
Oh shoot, I'm 26 too.
Alright, fun fact. They don't know their ages.
Okay, my name's New. I'm 26. I'm a software engineer. I graduated from UCI 2020.
All right.
Cool.
Tran, go ahead.
Alright, I'm Saint, or some people call me Tran. 30, and I am a data engineer.
All right. Cool. Okay, so I guess we wanted to start off first with whatever New wanted to talk about, right?
No, I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about anything.
So you have a date after this podcast?
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, so let's hear about it.
Okay, let's hear about it.
No, I'm not talking.
So he's a Filipino guy.
No, he's not.
Okay,
No, he's
so
not.
does he look like a gangster or what? You have a history of going for like the gangster looking dudes.
No,
Alright.
no.
I can kind of see that.
No, we're,
Right?
we're not going to talk
Or-
about my dating
No?
life right now, per se.
Oh, okay. Should we drink a little more?
No.
Yeah.
Dude, if he's going to watch this podcast, I'm going to get canceled.
Let's just move on to so.
Just stop attacking.
All right, let's just move on to some basic questions. Okay, so number one question I have for the girls is, would you guys rather date like a ABB? For the viewers out there who are not Asians, ABB is like Asian baby boy, or would you rather date like a nerd, like a super simp? Like he looks like nerdy, he pulls his pants up, he has like suspenders and shit like that.
I like the look of an ABB, but they're bad for
Yeah.
they're bad for me.
Wait, you didn't explain that this guy was your boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
yeah, that's
they're
your
boyfriend girlfriend. Wait, so do you think he looks like a bad boy then?
Well, no, I met him like a long time ago, so this was before he had like his tattoos and everything.
So he looked like a very sweetheart.
Yeah.
I don't know about sweet.
Sweetheart for sure. Like a genuine nice guy. Constantly gets friend zoned. All he does is study at home. Doesn't go out.
For anyone that's wondering, he's a
Dude,
little
I
fuck
sense
boy.
a lot of
You little
sexual
fuckboy.
tension here. All right, well, my question for you, Stephanie, is if you knew that he was kind of a fuckboy, like you still were able to like be comfortable with like getting with him and stuff like that. Did you have
that took like years, cause so okay, so the whole thing was he gave me his number like 7-8 years ago, and then I never texted him because I was like, oh, he's a fuckboy for sure.
Yeah.
She
And
ghosted
then-
me.
You were a fuckboy.
Yeah, no.
No. Yeah, you were.
See, the vibes are right.
No, the fact that you have a PowerPoint, you have a fuckboy.
I don't know.
You have a PowerPoint? What PowerPoint are we talking about?
No, I make a lot of presentations at work. It's just,
I did a PowerPoint one time I did like a graph. It's like an Excel with the girls I had sex with and the sexual compatibility and their horoscope, just to try to disprove horoscopes. And horoscopes is bullshit.
yeah.
So the sexual compatibility that I was with is like, I forget. I don't remember what it was, but it was bullshit. Like the one that I had the best amount of sex with is the one that I should have been not sexually compatible with,
Boom.
which is crazy.
Astrology disproven.
Wait, what's your
did
zodiac?
You have like, huh?
What's your zodiac sign?
Taurus.
Oh, that explains it. Okay.
And what are you supposed to be compatible
that
with?
mean?
That mean?
I
fuck
don't
does
know.
that mean?
I
What
actually don't know.
What is Taurus supposed to be compatible with?
Dude, I don't remember this shit. I
Libras.
Just looked it up. Yeah, I think Libra, something like that.
Oh, so you're a horoscope bitch?
Kind of.
Oh, okay. Just wondering.
All right. Well, speaking about Excels and PowerPoints, let's talk about iCloud notes. Some people
So you're
Like
just
to-
gonna disregard that you have the same thing as him?
Fuck it, I need a shot.
No.
Give me some of that.
She has the alcohol.
Oh, shit. All right, the viewers like I don't know if you can tell I'm a little bit mildly sick.
So I don't have a PowerPoint, but I have a notes section. I do the same thing. Zodiacs.
You have Zodiac's on there too?
Yeah, races on there, names, numbers,
Duration.
age, duration.
So new, would you say your body count is in the double digits?
Definitely.
Definitely. Oh shit! Straight
We're
up
getting
like
somewhere. We're getting somewhere.
shit, straight up like that.
I mean, like I only sleep with guys that I've dated
Cheers.
or talked to. I don't do hookups. So yeah.
So then you must have talked to a lot of guys.
I
that
have. I think I've dated over 80 people in my life.
That's a lot
So
of
you're gonna
people.
tell the viewers how many?
So people kind of consider me like a serial dater, but it's because I don't like to fuck around. and
So
like to
isn't
hook
that a
up.
sense like fucking around though?
No,
you're
like
dating
if
a
you
lot?
date someone, you focus on that one person. You don't focus on multiple people. So
Okay. And then that still resulted in dating like double digits. So do you consider me and you, did we date? Is that considered dating if we didn't have sex?
Let's hear it. I'm very curious about this answer.
I consider us. We were talking, and you were very toxic.
I was very toxic. How so?
You were very toxic. You yelled at me, and you were very controlling in a way. And you listened to Final Fantasy music in the car. and
Okay. Great. Yeah, I actually felt the same way, but I'm not gonna get into like too in detail for the sake of your respect.
Yeah.
And I still respect you as a person. But okay, so if you knew I looked like a fuckboy and all this stuff, I presented myself like a fuckboy, why did you still give me a chance?
the thing is, like, I know how to play the game.
So you still give a fuckboy a chance. Do you feel like just because this guy looks like a fuckboy and maybe he dresses like one, acts like one, maybe he's not one, right?
Yeah.
Or doesn't play a big
I
role?
think for me, it's like I go for fuckboys because I know, like, usually when I start dating them, they become like very simpy in a way. They become a gentleman.
No,
for
that's
some
true. I've
reason.
seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Gentleman is
So
an understatement.
I kind of have like a past where I've changed fuckboys into nice boys, and then afterwards they start dating nice girls because of me. So,
Do you think that worked for me?
I mean, we didn't date.
So you still don't consider we dated?
We didn't date. We talked.
What the fuck is the difference?
Okay, dating is like I'm exclusive with you, and we go on dates.
So we weren't exclusive. That's what
We
you're saying.
weren't exclusive because I was also talking to someone else at the time too, and you know his name too.
The fuck? You didn't tell me that shit?
You do.
You didn't tell me that shit? You told me you didn't talk to him.
I went to Palm Springs with him. What are you talking about?
All right. Trent, do you feel
Yeah.
like some girls, they say a guy is toxic, then they themselves, they could be toxic themselves?
100%.
So the hypocrisy, right?
No, self-awareness is a very.
I am a very
feel.
self-aware person.
Oh no, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, but there are girls out there who call guys toxic, but they're also toxic themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
would you date her? Say, for example, you were not with Stephanie.
Would I date new?
Yeah, would you date new?
I do not think me and new would work out at all. We would get into explosive arguments, and one of us might end up dead. Actually.
What about you, new? You say you like to humble men.
Mm-hmm.
And you like to change fuckboys for the better.
Yeah.
So would you date Tran just to like humble him?
It's really
For like
hard
a-
because I see him as my brother, and answering
don't
that
like incest?
question.
Yeah,
answering that
incest is
question. Answering that question with his girlfriend right next to me makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Okay, Stephanie,
That's
just
fair.
cover your ears. So he's like a brother to you. Okay, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of this talk about like what benefit like a man if he's like a woman's like friend. Like what benefit is there? You know. So what benefit do you think there is with being friends with new?
For me personally.
Yeah.
Number one is entertainment. She's a very entertaining friend to have. Like,
Okay,
for example, we're here right now. This would not be happening if it wasn't for new.
I agree.
And I had no plans before this for my Friday night. Yeah, she just provides a lot of entertainment with her stories, her life stories. I live quite vicariously through her. Other than that, yeah, just having someone to drink with, have fun with, and entertainment.
I agree. Okay, so with that being said, I want to play this video. So while I play this video, I'm gonna go blow my nose. My shit's like dripping out my fucking nose.
Feel if your girl wanted to hang out with her guy friends.
If you're in a relationship, a girl should not have guy friends. If she argues with you about it, cut her the fuck off. Like, girls and guys cannot be friends.
That is not true. Girls and guys can be friends.
So in your mind, what benefits does he get from having you as a friend?
Everything.
Like?
So I get to fuck?
No.
want to?
If you're a guy friend, no.
If you become a certain age and you try to, like, friend a girl, both of you guys are going to have different objectives. You may be trying to be friends with me, but in my head, I want to fuck you.
That's
and you know, I'm not going to tell you because it's just like I know I'm going to fuck it up. And because that's how guys think. Like, and it could be opposite. I'm not saying only guys think that way, but I'm telling you, most guys, if they're friends with a girl, it's for a reason.
So, if you ever had a chance,
Yeah.
shit, your girlfriend's right here. I don't know if we could do that.
That's
Never
why I
mind.
said we should have Noah here, because he's my best friend. He's my brother, my best friend.
Do you want to say hi for the?
Yeah,
the
come here,
camera?
come here.
You want to come in?
here,
Come
here.
in
This
for a
is
bit.
my brother.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is my brother.
Wait, just pull your chair up next time.
Just pull the chair at.
Just
Fuck
pull-
it. Just
come
join.
here, come
Just
here,
join.
come here.
Hey everybody, I'm Noah. This is this is my sister. What was the question?
The question is, do you think women should be able to have guy friends if they have a boyfriend?
I think yes, because I feel like if you try to control like who they're friends with, then it just doesn't end well, right? It doesn't end well when you try to control someone's life, because then if they want to have friends with other people, then it's gonna be like.
All right, get the chair. I think this guy's good. This guy's good.
Yeah, he's good.
I agree.
Yeah.
He should
Can you
replace
guys
me.
make some space? He's like kind of out of frame a little bit.
Wait, I actually have something to say about that.
All right,
on
go
that
ahead.
video.
Me too. 'Cause
Everyone's
I'm
fired
very
up?
excited about that.
Go ahead.
So first of all, if given the chance, like let's say we're both really drunk and
You hit?
wait, yeah, I would if I wasn't with Steph and there was like years and years of friendship. At some point, maybe, right? But the thing about that is, I personally have more female friends than male friends, and that's because I found that I actually get along with girls more. I can talk about them more. Like right now, we're talking about modern dating, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I can actually talk more about modern dating with girls than with guys, because I found that when I talk to guys about this kind of stuff, it's very surface level.
Yeah.
But girls get really deep into their feelings and talk about how things affect them and stuff like that. Guys don't really talk about that. They're just like, yeah, I saw this girl, we went here, we did this, and then we went back to my place, whatever. That's it. It's just the what. But girls talk about the how and the why, and that's stuff that actually interests me more. So I have more female friends than male friends, and not only that, I also have female friends that I have hooked up with. So just because there's a potential there to hook up with a female friend, I don't think that disqualifies you guys from being friends.
But how does that make your girlfriend feel if like you had like a bunch of like female friends that you've hooked up with before? How does that make her feel?
So she knows, and you can ask her too. She knows. She's hung out with them. I introduced her
Totally
to
chill
all
with
my
it?
friends.
Open about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, she actually has gotten along with some of them very well, and they're now her friends, sometimes even more than my friends. So yeah, I just don't think that potential for something to happen physically disqualifies them from being your friend, because you can still be friends if something like that happens.
Like when something like that happens, you might have been a different person than you were now. Like the person he was when he was hooking up with like his friends or whatever, or those past hookups, he's not that same person now. And like again, like barring someone from having these type of relationships, it doesn't like benefit you. Like unless, well, I guess if you're like super insecure about that, like, well, you might look at her when I'm not there or this and that. But I think having like trust in your partner like goes a long way.
Yeah, it's more on the relationship than the friendship, in my opinion. If you guys have full communication and trust in your relationship, then it shouldn't matter what kind of friends they have.
Okay. New, you had something to say? Which mic are you guys doing? Like, you guys are sharing one, right?
Okay.
You guys share one.
So like the thing with guy friendships is like I always like set a boundary, because I grew up with hobbies that include men, which is like mainly male dominant.
Sexual hobbies or what?
No, like football, gaming, and let's say my job, for example, is engineering, right? It's male dominant field. So I've learned to master how to basically draw my boundaries with men. So I kind of act like a bro. But the thing is, like, with all my best friends, I only have like 2, which is Tran and Noah. And the thing is, like, Noah here, he finds me appalling anyways. So even if we do get fucked up when we're drunk, all we do is we end up fighting each other. And I just tell him, like, my stories. And the thing is with male friends, like, it's best to have them around when you need, like, advice from, like, your dating scene. Because sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. And I need, like, a male's perspective. So, like, they're there for that.
A lot of these podcasts, they talk about, or this, like, interview just in general, like, they talk about, like, there's more benefit to a man. I mean, there's more benefit to a woman having a male friend than vice versa. So if you were to have a friend like Tran or Noah, then it's like you have all this, like, male advice and all that stuff. But for Tran to have you as a friend, it's not really that beneficial because he would only be there to want to fuck you. So do you feel like there's a lot of guys that are your male friends, they just want to fuck? Or
I do feel like there's some, but I do draw, like, a very clear boundary with them. With Tran, it's more of like he actually comes to me for advice, so he does benefit from women's perspectives.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to add that too, because I have mainly female friends, so I actually do benefit from being friends with girls and getting their perspective, especially when I'm with Steph. Like, girls and guys think really differently, so sometimes getting a girl's perspective does help me. And like the guy in the interview that you just showed,
like, he just wants to fuck.
He definitely is just friends with her to fuck her.
Yeah.
But I'm not just friends with girls to fuck them, because some of them we've already hooked up, so why am I still friends with them? That's already happened, you know? Like, and I have a girlfriend, so it's not like I'm continuing to go back for repeat action. Like, no, I'm actually still friends with them because we are actually there for each other. They've demonstrated that I can rely on them and trust them in turn as a friend, and they can do the same with me. So, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are like the guy in the interview, but there's also guys out there who actually do get along better with women and can benefit from a friendship with them.
Okay. Last guy, Noah, go ahead. What do you think? Do you think having female friends is beneficial?
I think it is beneficial. I feel like guys with guys, it's always a good time, you know.
Let's get closer a little bit.
Guys, they all have similar interests, and you know, the brotherhood is there, you know, to use that word. But having, like, girls there too, it kind of balances you out too. So you kind of get, like they mentioned earlier, with that different perspective. And, like, having New in my life, it's you know, she's fun. She offers that, like, different kind of, I don't know, that spice to the life, and it definitely balances out from the monotony of, like, when guys hang out.
Do you think that spice in the life is, like, more so a sexual attraction? That's why you're like, oh shit, like, maybe one day I could fuck my little sister. Like, does that turn you on?
No, she's actually older than me, but the answer is still no. The answer is still no. I feel like it's, even though there can be, like, I feel like physical attraction is something that you can't really control, right?
Yeah.
It's something like, you see, it's kind of like food. You're hungry for food. It's a basic human instinct, but like, you don't. It depends on whether you act on it, right? Like, so you can find somebody attractive, but not, like, act on it like, oh, I want to go, like, do this and this and this, and I don't, you know, like, so that affects your actions. And then basically what I'm saying is, like, you can still have female friends without wanting to have sex with them. It just depends on the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Just before we continue, can you move a little bit closer?
Oh yeah.
And then when you talk into the mic, just make sure it's raised to you, because you're pretty tall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy's he has a
Tilt
tall
it up.
torso. Yeah, twist it up. Yeah,
He's
tilt
like
it up.
8'1".
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So I'll give my thoughts on this. I think there's a lot of talk on this, and there's, like, a lot of red pill freaks that are just saying, like, oh, like, if this woman has a boyfriend, she shouldn't be able to have, like, guy friends and stuff like that. It doesn't benefit the guys, and it only benefits the women. But you guys know me. Like, I have, like, little sisters. I have, like, very close female friends, and I agree with you guys, especially the guys here, that having female friends, they're there for a good emotional support. So they're there for, like, emotional support, and then you get a female perspective, like what you said. And I think it's very beneficial because guys, sometimes they're just, like, very black and white. They don't have emotion. You try to talk to them, you try to just like vent about stupid shit. They're just like, shut the fuck up, man up, or whatever bullshit. And whereas the woman, she would actually listen to you. She would listen to you, to what you say, and be like, oh, it's okay. And sometimes as men, we need that. We need some of that pampering. And I think that's why having a female friend is very important. So like for me, I'm not like a horn dog where I just want to fuck like every female friend, like this guy, this, I don't know. So there's a lot of talk about this. I think it's pretty controversial. And honestly, I think having female friends is a pretty beneficial thing for men.
Yeah, I think universally just having different perspectives on a lot of different things is good for everyone. So not just having male and female friends, but like, for example, politically having friends that are liberal and conservative, or having friends who just have differing opinions. It'll give you fresh perspectives on life, and you won't be too entrenched in one way of thinking.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Well, let me move to the next video. Real quick.
And we look absolutely astonishing. You think I can get your number?
First, tell me more about yourself.
I graduated Harvard with a 4.6. I'm an entrepreneur that owns multiple businesses, as well as a millionaire.
Ew, no, you don't have dreads.
Excuse me, man, you about fat as a tick, and I think I can do the trick. You think I can get your number?
First, tell me more about yourself.
I'm a blue-collar worker. I work very hard. I make 6 figures a year. And if you live with me, you never lift a finger in your life, little baby.
Ew, no, you don't have Jordans on.
Excuse me, beautiful. I cut these flowers for you because they're just as beautiful as you. You think I can get your number?
Ew, no, you're too nice.
It's a parade inside my city, yeah. What's up, little baby? You think I can get your number?
Yeah, tell me more about yourself.
I got 10 felonies, I got 10 baby mamas, and I don't take care of my kids.
Do you at least have a car?
Nope.
Oh my God, you're so fine. Give me your number.
Excuse me, man, you got any change to spare?
No, I don't.
Can I at least get your number?
Tell me more about yourself.
I'm a bum. I ain't taking a shower in 3 weeks, and I collect cans.
Oh, poor thing. You're so fine. You can come home with me.
Say less.
All right. So why I'm playing this video is because I want to ask the girls here. Do you guys feel like the problem with shit, New's ready. She's grabbing the mic. She's ready. Okay, do you feel like the problem with like dating is that there's a lot of women who are targeting men who are more sort of like bums and like fuck boys and just don't really have their life together, and it's just like they just look good and then they give those toxic vibes?
I think girls fall in love with like the potential, like every girl's always like, oh, I could change him. Okay, maybe you can, but like a lot of times they're like, oh, they see the potential there and they're like, oh, he's showed me that he can be nice, or he can like be the person that I want him to be. So then they kind of hold on and they pick someone that maybe they look good, or they show like 1 or 2 qualities that they like, and they're like, yeah, he's not like, he's toxic and he does these things, but over time I could change him. So I think that's what it is. And like the one where he was like super nice, like, yeah, some girls get the ick off that. Like if you're too nice off the bat, like you're like, why the fuck are you so nice?
Yeah. Is that the case with Tran? Because it's like you kind of felt like you could change him, make him like the unicorn fuckboy.
Oh no, I was a super nice guy. I was the guy with the flowers.
Yeah, okay. All right. Cool. All right.
What's with these reactions? I don't understand.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Well, okay.
You're impressionable video.
Yeah.
So Stephanie, are you aware that your boyfriend is like a legendary fuckboy?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
he's
Why
a
do you
legend.
think I ghosted him all those years ago?
No, but he's a legend though. Doesn't that turn you on? Because he's like, oh shit, he's got all these girls, and then if he were to pick only you, then you got the legend in the bag.
I don't know if I think that way. I'm just like, oh, he's a little hoe.
That's it? Because I get the impression, because it's like, if he's a fuckboy, a really big fuckboy, and if you're able to change this guy to be very innocent and loving towards you, then it's much better. It's much more rewarding than just like a simp that's just always a nice guy, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess. We talk about it all the time that this probably wouldn't have worked out unless he went through his little hoe phase. So I guess it's kind of cool that you're a fuckboy. A legend fuckboy.
God.
This guy's a legend. Yeah.
I disagree with that characterization. But also, I just want to say that I kind of like what you're saying about the nice guy versus changing the fuckboy.
Yeah.
I also agree that girls probably would choose like changing the fuckboy, but at the same time, I think me having the past that I've had, it has caused me more problems than like actually
Same.
being a good thing.
Yeah.
Like Steph's not the only one, but there's girls I've dated in the past who had an issue with my past. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows being a fuckboy, if I were to be one.
So they say on these like podcasts like or interviews, they talk about like how men who have had sex with more women, they're more experienced, they're more veteran, and then they're more desirable. Do you agree with that or disagree with that?
I would say like nothing is a one size fits all kind of statement. So I could see that being generally true because yeah, it's having experience, like it shows, versus a guy having no experience. But I would say that there's like a limit. You could have too much experience, and I think, you know, when you start going down the route of everyone knows, I don't know, let's say you start getting very very diseased. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's ask the women. Would you guys prefer a guy who's more experienced or a guy who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing in bed? He's like a virgin. Would you prefer like taking a guy's virginity or making a fuckboy like me or Tran, like very simp and very nice, very loyal to
You
you?
already know my answer.
No, they
What's your
don't.
answer? I don't know.
Yeah,
your answer.
yeah,
I mean,
you
like,
have to tell us.
honestly, like, okay, so I think in a relationship for it to work is I would prefer, ideally, if my man went through his hoe phase. And I would not want to know about his past, but it's best to, like, get it out of the way when you're in a relationship because then they know what it feels like to be in that hoe phase. So therefore they won't do it again because they're like been through that and experienced all like the girls, the women, the hookups. So now they're ready to settle down. Whereas if you date like a virgin, they're gonna be curious about other women out there and they're more likely to cheat. So that's just my take on that.
I agree.
You agree with everything she said.
Mm-hmm.
You want a guy who's already been a hoe. So
Yeah.
you wouldn't give a guy a chance if he's like only had sex with one girl.
No,
ever.
because they're gonna be curious. Like later on in a relationship, when they feel bored, when they've been with one girl only, they're gonna be
But
like.
how so? But there's a lot of guys on this earth who don't have that curiosity.
But
their whole
it's
life.
very slim, and we don't like to take that risk. So
Well, no, I
But-
think that could be the type of people that you're hanging out with. Like you said, there are like guys that are like, oh, like a one and done type of deal. But I think for us, like in terms of like the dating culture that we've seen, we have seen the other side of it, and we're like, no, like it's better that everyone has had their whole phase, like they've fucked around and they're like, okay, I'm ready, rather than like putting your trust all in like one person and being like, okay, are you sure, like if you want to settle down, you don't want to like look elsewhere.
But do you guys ever feel like if you give this guy a chance who's had sex with a lot of women and stuff like that, he would be more likely to cheat because he's already been, I guess, like he has a habit of sleeping with a lot of women. Is that a possibility?
I don't think so because with my personal experience, most of the guys I've dated, they've had really high body counts. They've hooked up with many girls, and they went through that phase where they're over it. So now they just want to settle down, be serious. Whereas other people who are not experienced, they're more inclined to like go around and hook up with other girls because they don't know what it feels like. So once you get a gist of what that feels like, you're over it, and then you're ready to move on to the next phase of your life. If that makes any sense. Right?
So you feel the same way, right, Steph?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think once you kind of like, well, I don't know, I'm pretty sure like all of us have like been dating like out there for a while, but I think once you've been out there and you dated a few times, you're like, okay, you see like a few of them and you've seen them all kind of thing. And then so when you find someone that you actually really connect with, you kind of do want to just settle down because you've already done all that. Like there's no reason to keep fucking around or keep looking.
Yep, that's true.
Okay. All right. I mean, I was trying to look for this like one video, but I couldn't find it. Basically, in this one video, he talks about how guys who have higher body counts, and basically they have higher body counts, but once they get into a relationship, then it's not really that they're not going to be that loyal because like having a higher body count doesn't necessarily equate to him going to be more loyal. You feel me?
I think you should ask him this question.
Fuck, I can't find this shit.
I don't think you should judge anyone on their past, because for men, when they hook up, it's more of like physical. There's no like emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if my man has hooked up with like hundreds of girls, 200s of girls, but
What
it's
if
a
he cheats
fact.
on you then?
Well, with the cheating thing, if a man decides to cheat on me, then I'm just gonna be like, yeah, honestly, it's your loss. If I can't keep you and someone else can, or like replace me, then that's just your loss. That's how I see it as. You can't really force someone to stay with you or be with you by forbidding them to like go to the club or going out with their friends, because at the end of the day, they're gonna do what they want to do.
But you just said that like men, like they treat sex as like a physical object, right?
Yeah.
So if they cheat on you, don't you think they would still love you?
If they cheat on me, I'm just gonna dip. That's really it.
But why would you dip if like it's just him just trying to get his physical pleasure?
Well, he can get his physical pleasure somewhere elsewhere, because that ain't gonna be me.
Damn.
Like, if I'm not enough to like satisfy his physical pleasures, then I'm just gonna let the other girls have him. I don't want that.
I've just been looking at what you're.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this I found it.
Men with higher body counts are more likely to cheat. Men with higher body counts are more likely to get divorced. Men with higher body counts are less likely to be satisfied in their marriages. Though that's the suite of results that we're seeing in these studies. It's also showing those things for women, but conveniently these kind of red pill freaks are like, oh, you know, it's women.
So, given this fact, right, would you say that giving guys like fuckboy guys like me and Tran like a chance, it's kind of a risk, because then this guy might cheat on you long term?
I think with everyone there's a risk.
Mm-hmm.
You could pick like the super nice quiet person that you would think is a simp, and that person can still cheat. So I think it's all about communication and trust, and like even going back to like being friends with like of the opposite sex. Like when something does happen, he'll like tell me right away, like, oh, just for transparency, like this questionable thing happened, and then we'll talk about it. Oh, like did it make you feel any type of way, or like what we can do in the future if it does come up again. But even with him, if he has a high body count, but you can ask him, have you ever cheated on like a partner, like a serious partner?
No, I've never done that.
So, I mean, I think, like he said, like there's no one size fit all for anything. Like these people are just kind of making like generalizations, like, oh, this is what we're seeing. But again, like it's case by case basis.
But it's kind of like a credit report, right? If this person has had a lot of sex with women, then it's probably like his credit score is like a 500, versus a guy who's not had sex with that many women, probably just like under 5. Then his credit score is probably 800. He could apply for that Ritz-Carlton credit card.
I think like, okay, go ahead.
Oh no, I just don't like. Okay, I see a lot of videos like this where like he's mentioning a study, but I don't see the study in the captions, so he could literally just say those things. I've seen it a lot on TikTok or Instagram, so I take all these things with like a grain of salt. But I could also, like what she was saying, every person's different. I could see a case for a guy with a low body count being curious and wanting to cheat, but I could also see a guy with a high body count being used to having casual sex and also being more likely to cheat. Like I can see it for both ways. So I really think it is just depending on the person. So yeah, it could be like a credit report. Maybe one is more likely than the other. But just because a guy has a high body count or a low body count doesn't necessarily mean, oh, they're going to cheat. You have to see how good they are at communicating, like if they earn your trust or not. Like you have to look at them like as a person, not just whatever's in their past and stuff.
But what if they're like very manipulative as a person? They're very good at deceit.
Oh, like you fall for their trap, basically.
Yeah, a woman falls for that trap.
Oh, well.
Or a guy.
Then yeah, that's just very unfortunate, you know. Like then there are sociopaths out there who are really good at manipulation, but I mean it's really hard to do anything other than become really good at perceiving those red flags. You know, there's not much you can do, but at the same time that also has doesn't necessarily correlate with what their body count is. That's just them as a person. They're
Yeah.
just a manipulative person.
There's a like, let's be real. There's a lot of like manipulative fuckboys out there. They
Yeah, of course.
pretend to like want to get with this girl.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you know this because you've probably done this as well. I mean, I've definitely done this before. You pretend to want to get with this woman, but you just in reality you just want to fuck, right? So I'm just trying to be like self-accountable for all the men out there, and I think that if that's the case, then it's very hard to really discern from this guy if he's actually trustable or not. So then every woman is essentially like taking a big risk. And if she gets into that relationship, then she's like, oh shit, like I keep trusting this guy. Like say, for example, you told Steph, your girlfriend, that, oh, I never cheated on anyone, but you have cheated. And she believes you, right?
Okay.
You know, that, then how will we know, per se, like,
No, that's true.
You know.
And so when it comes to that, that's just she wasn't around for every single one of my relationships, so she can never know 100% if I'm telling the truth, right? So from then on, the only thing I can do is prove it through my actions, because actions will always speak louder than words. So, like she said, one thing I do in our relationship is when anything that might bother her, if she found out without me telling her, happens, then I tell her first. So for example, like if one of my exes texts me, which happened like the other day, then I told her immediately, hey, my ex just texted me, and I showed her. And then like anything like that, if anything like that happens, tell her right away. And to me, I think that's like an action that proves that backs up my words. And so I think that's the only way to go about it, because yeah, any one of us could say anything about our past or what we're thinking, like that's not provable, and that's all we have to go off of. But the only way to like back it up is with our actions. And that's the only thing you can do.
got it. So the conclusion from this is like you can't really like just trust the credit history. It's about like trusting the person's actions, right?
Yeah, that's the point of dating. You get to know them, see their actions. If things aren't matching up, then then maybe you dip out. But that's up to you.
Do you believe that one saying is like once a cheater, always will be?
No.
I do kind of believe that.
You do?
But
Oh,
you know my
Interesting. Okay.
one of the girls I used to date, she actually cheated on her boyfriend with me.
Mm-hmm.
But even with that, I still didn't believe her too much. But yeah, it's like what you guys said. It's like actions speak louder than words, because she would be very honest and very transparent about the things she didn't even need to be about. And that made me feel like a sense of ease. And when you have that sense of ease, it goes a long way. It doesn't matter how bad this person is. I always told myself, I'm not going to ever date a person that ever cheated on her boyfriend, because once a cheater, always a cheater. I always believed that. But once I met her, I saw how transparent she was. And I started realizing, someone who's transparent goes a long way than their past. So it's like how I said, like we at Controvert, we're going to challenge things, even though we don't necessarily believe it. We're going to ask it from a different point of view. But I agree with everything you guys are saying. Like, actions do speak louder than words.
I think it's like the connection you have with someone. I don't believe someone could cheat on you if they're a cheater, because I don't believe that saying like once a cheater is always going to be a cheater, because they could change. People change over time, and I don't know. It's just, what am I trying to say here?
Well,
It
okay,
is-
so in the instance that, like, okay, so she cheated on her boyfriend for you,
Yeah.
and then what if she turned around and was like, okay, let's get together? Do you think
Yeah.
that she would cheat on you because when she had a boyfriend, she cheated on him?
Yeah, I think at that point, like, he just needs to trust her, and he needs to really see how she treats him, but also put like his walls up, because obviously being with someone who's cheated in their past, it's very difficult to maintain a trust. So in order to build that trust, you have to be with that person and get to know them for a long period of time, because if you don't know, then you're just gonna be stuck in that square one.
But you still would give a guy who has cheated on his girlfriend before a chance.
I would, yeah, because
You
I
would?
believe people can change.
I think that's bullshit though, because like honestly, you came across a lot of women, right, where they see how fuckboy you are,
Uh-huh.
and then they're like, nah, I'm out, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I feel like there's a lot of women out there. God damn it, you guys vaping in here? Jesus Christ.
Is this allowed?
I'll allow for you guys.
All right.
Just like a little bit.
Wait,
Just
we
a
gotta
little
keep
bit.
it controversial, right?
God. All right.
Kids,
Oh my God.
kids,
All
ask
right.
your parents for a vape.
Jesus. What was I even talking about? I forgot. Yeah. Okay. I feel like when we come across like women's like especially like the innocent types, right?
Sure.
They'd be like, nah, you had a promiscuous past.
Oh, that was
Nah.
her. That was her. That's why she goes to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So isn't that a little bit contradicting? Like you guys say actions speak louder than words.
Well, okay. So at the time that we met, though, I was like a freshman. I was like coming into college, so that's just me being like looking out for myself,
Yeah.
right? And at the time, he's a fifth year, so I was like, oh, you already have like this like notion of like, well, he's older. Why is he talking to me? And at the time, like I was super innocent, so I was like, I didn't date at all, like in high school. So coming into college, I was like, oh, I'm definitely not gonna like. This is not gonna be the first thing that I get into dating wise. Is trying to change a fuckboy. That was not.
So how long did it take until you actually changed this guy? Made him.
Oh, she didn't
By the
change. She didn't
bar.
change.
I
me.
didn't change
I
him.
changed
He
like
changed
by myself.
himself.
Yeah. She,
And then we started
We've only been
dating.
together for 8 months.
That's why I said people
So
can
she
change.
met me after I changed.
Yeah.
And that was my own journey that I had to go on.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's why, like I said, everyone has to go through their like hoe phase, fuckboy phase to really understand like what they want and when they're ready to get into that committed relationship. Because yeah, someone can be a cheater in their previous relationships, but again, that could have been like something that they were looking for or trying to figure out on their own. And then eventually, once they kind of do figure that out and they find the right person, they can work through that.
So you guys think it's like pretty volatile if this guy's real or this girl, if they are very innocent and they haven't been through that whole phase, it's very volatile. Like they could one day just snap and then there's like hoe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that
Yeah.
happen. I actually just caught up with one of my friends like 3 weeks ago that I haven't seen in years, and he was in a relationship for 4 years, and yeah, that girl cheated on him after 4 years of being together because she wanted to go out and explore the world, as per her words.
You know,
That's
we also
fair.
have a mutual relationship with that, with someone
Oh,
that also went volatile.
I think I know who you're talking about.
So, so Stephanie, I asked you. You know, your boyfriend is a fuckboy legend.
Yeah.
So
Fuckboy of Zetas for 2 years in a row.
Allegedly.
so
No. I was there. I was there when you got the paper.
are you aware that so by how I say like he's a fuckboy legend is that are you aware that he's had sex with my ex-girlfriend?
Oh no, but he's had sex with a lot of people, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, so does that make him like more of a legend to you? Like you're like, oh shit, this guy is that much of a legend. He's fucked this host ex-girlfriend.
But that's like his past though. Like I don't want to judge people on their past.
No, I mean like not,
but-
but it's
but
like a
do
good
you
thing,
think-
not judging.
Yeah,
like
it's not judging. Like, do you think he's just like, wow, he's so cool.
Yeah.
He's got bitches.
I mean, do you want to run a marathon when no one's running? Think
does that
about that. Do you want to run a marathon by yourself?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, I mean like that's him, but like for other people that see that, they might see like, oh, this guy can run a marathon by himself, so he's like very strong. He has a lot of charisma. He's very powerful. So for that, like, I mean, some women might see that as like a turn on, right?
I think for me, I don't want a guy that no woman wants because
that's
I'm
true,
just
too.
like, why am I the only one like chasing him when no one else wants him? It's kind of like a toy. Like picture this as a toy. You know, like after preschool or middle school, like you all rush towards like a toy you really want, and like you rush for the toy that mainly everybody wants to get the first pick. But if you go for a toy that nobody wants, you're gonna be bored. You're gonna not want it. It's gonna be less interesting to you.
So you're admitting that it's pretty interesting that a lot of
Yeah.
girls like this guy.
I think it's
so it's
and
more
then-
rewarding, right?
Yeah, I think it's like an admirable trait that like a lot of people want them, but like they only want you.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
Okay.
going to say that too.
Yeah.
So you guys still prioritize like a fuck boy has
Yeah.
been through that whole phase.
Yeah.
At least how many body counts?
It doesn't matter.
20, 10, double digits.
It could be my last ex was triple digits. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, but if he was triple digits, and I didn't care because out of all the girls he hooked up with, he picked me to be serious with. So I feel really special with that, you know.
Okay. Well, anyways, back to that topic we were talking about the volatility. Back to that topic of volatility. What I was saying is that, like, yeah, it's very important that someone goes through that hoe phase because that ex of mine, the one that, you know, hooked up with you right after we ended,
Right.
she didn't go through that hoe phase.
Oh.
But because you know, it was like a big disaster for her, like the breakup and all that stuff. It was emotional toll on her. I think that's why it's very important that it's very important for anyone, a guy or girl, to go through that hoe phase, because if they haven't, then one day they might just snap and then they're just gonna go fucking all these dudes, right?
Yeah, it
all
happens.
all these girls.
Yeah.
So you know, there's a lot of talk also online about like guys wanting like a girl that's more innocent, low body count. Would you get with a girl that has like a low body count?
Yeah, I'm with one right now.
Hi. Hi, it's me.
But
Okay, but actually, low body count, yes, but I've dated around a lot. So I think body count, like, we've been talking a lot about body count, but I feel like that's not always, like, you can use it as a credit score, a standard. Yeah.
Okay. So like if a girl had a high body count, that's still okay for you, right? It doesn't matter.
Well, what do you consider high?
Double digits.
Yeah, I've dated girls double digits. I didn't care.
Like in their 10s or
Like-
20s, 30s, 40s.
Yeah, what double digits was
Yeah,
it?
that's like a lot.
What's
of
the
double
highest
digits.
that you've dated?
Yeah,
Highest I've dated?
Yeah.
Like girlfriend or just dating?
both.
Oh, both. Yeah. I want all the stats.
Dating. Dating, there was a girl that had 60, and then girlfriend, I think highest was maybe 20.
Okay, so you made a face just now about 60.
60s,
Is that a cap for you? So what is the cap for you?
You see, like for me, like I don't think there's a cap for me. I mean,
Yeah.
it obviously matters about like their action. That's the most important.
Okay.
So I actually thought like one of the girls I dated was above 20, and like for me that's a lot. But I was like, you know, by her actions, because of how transparent she was and how honest she was about everything, that put my mind at ease. But I found out she was actually less than 10. But yeah, 60 is, yeah, it's a pretty big I don't think I've ever dated a girl more than 60. It's not because I don't want to. I mean, if I do find a girl who's very experienced, I do think that it's much more fun rather than someone who's just like innocent, has never had a past 5 body count. They're not exposed to like the same world that we as like fuckboy men are, you know, like they don't go to raves or whatever, like they don't go festivals or clubbing. They never gone in their lives maybe. And I think if you're in like a different world, it's very hard to relate in that sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. They're like more innocent. You guys might not get along.
Yeah.
On a lot of things, yeah.
So I think it's very important, like, to find the one that has the same activities or same interests as you, and see that, you know, they're already becoming more loyal. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
You've dated on both sides of the spectrum. How do you feel?
Wait, how do you feel
Both
about like
sides and you're
the
gay?
60 plus like girl? Did she make you feel at ease, or did she cheat on you, or?
Oh no, she cheated on me.
Oh, she cheated
Oh
on you.
yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was just dating, and afterwards we were just friends with benefits.
But do you feel like for women, if they have a higher body count, they're more prone to cheating? Because that's like the argument that most men have.
No, I've seen girls that cheated with low body counts too. I don't know if that. I actually know more girls that cheated with a lower body count than with a higher body count. So I don't think that is the sole factor there. I think
So all this bullshit talk online, like with like Fresh and Fit.
no. I think you could. It's like okay, you're talking about like credit score, right?
Yeah.
A lot of things go into a credit score. Body count could just be one thing. You know, there could also be their past history with cheating. I think a big thing is actually communication. I think a big indicator of whether a girl will cheat is how well her communication is, because for a lot of girls, they actually will step outside their relationship if they're unsatisfied with their current relationship, but they're not able to communicate that to their boyfriend. So instead of having that fight that they are afraid of, they'll just be like, okay, I'm gonna go hook up with this guy or start dating this guy without telling him, and then go back to their current boyfriend and be like, hey, I cheated, we should end things. I've seen that happen a lot more often.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess the next question is for Saint. Because you're like a fuckboy legend retiree, what made you want to change for this special girl right here?
So like I mentioned before, I changed before I met her. That was like around.
This is for all the girls out there, how to get a fuckboy to change.
So yeah, I'm gonna just say you can't get a fuckboy to change. They have to change. They can only change themselves, and this goes for anything. You can only change yourselves. You can't make someone else change. If you do force someone to change, maybe they'll change for a little bit, but they're gonna resent you. So you have to let them change themselves.
I disagree with that because like my last girlfriend, I changed for her. And
Okay.
I totally went from like being a fuckboy to not being a fuckboy anymore. You know.
Oh, okay.
So I think it does depend. You know, like if that guy has gone through that hoe phase, that tribulation of being like a hoe, and now he's like just deviating. He wants to settle. So yeah.
Oh, that's good. So she was able to change you, and
Yeah.
you like throughout the relationship you had no resentment for her.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's
like,
really good. I would
My
say that's in
point
the
exactly.
minority though. I feel like that's okay. Maybe that's just for me then. But if someone tries to get me to change and I don't want to,
not being forceful, but like
Yeah.
actually being like a very feminine woman, like caring, loving, and stuff like that. When you see a girl like that, you would want to change for her, right?
Oh, okay. So was she asking you to change,
No.
or you changed yourself for her?
It's like because she's like such a caring and loving human being.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to change for her.
Okay, yeah.
So,
So,
it's kind of like she changed me just
right.
by finally meeting her. You know
Isn't
what I mean?
that what I
I-
talked about earlier?
I think what it sounds like is she didn't directly change you, but you still changed yourself. But she the way she acted towards you motivated you to change for her.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
her changing you would be like,
Forcing like
Yeah, like you guys-
grabbing you by the balls and be like, no, you should stop
Exactly.
doing that shit.
Exactly.
Stop talking to all these girls.
exactly. Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't
yeah.
have female friends. Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
like
blah.
why do you have that girl's number, or that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So I think that doesn't work. That causes resentment, and it's not long lasting change. What happened with you is, I think you saw how she was,
Yeah.
you valued her as a girlfriend, and you decided I'm going to change for her, right? So you still made a change in yourself, and I think that's the only kind of change that works, that lasts.
So to be a successful relationship like you and Stephanie, you would suggest to be yourself. Don't try to grab the other person by the balls or the vagina and just like
Yeah.
you gotta
Yeah.
just let them be themselves.
Give them the freedom to change, and
Yeah.
if they don't want to change, then just leave.
Yeah.
Which is obviously, like, it's harder, it's easier said than done, but still, like, you can't force someone to change. You gotta give them the room to change. So anyways, with me, I changed before her. She didn't have to make me do anything. I had my own personal issues. I basically got into some legal trouble, and I decided to turn my life around, and I was like, I don't want to be this person anymore. So I did that whole change all by myself, and then I met her again. And then we got together.
Wait, but you like to say that if we actually did hook up when we first met, that you wouldn't be the legendary fuckboy.
Oh, yeah.
So what is it?
Yeah, no, that's also true. Yeah,
you're
you could
lying.
have changed me. You shouldn't have ghosted me 7 years ago. We could have been together for 8 years now. But you were playing.
Oh, I was playing.
Yeah.
No, you were playing.
Yeah, no, I don't know what.
Wait, so
you're talking
7
about.
years ago, then you would have changed for her? You're saying?
That's just a joke.
No.
I just see that as a joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
He would not have.
So you still had to like go through that like hoe phase and then troop off, and then that's when you could like finally get with someone, right?
Well, yeah. I honestly, I can't claim to know what would have happened if we had gotten together, because she is a pretty great girl, and maybe there's like a 1% chance that
What?
a pretty great girl.
That's
Pretty
it.
great.
That's
Oh,
all I
yeah.
get.
She's
I don't get
like,
anything else.
Like great.
Yeah.
Grated cheese. Or?
Yeah,
Grated cheese,
you know, like I love grated cheese. When they ask me to grade cheese at Olive Garden, like fuck
Aren't
yeah,
you
put that shit
lactose?
on.
No, he's
I'm
not.
Oh.
Don't project on me.
That's sad. Not shit. I don't know.
I know.
So you like to grate her ass on you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. We like to bring kitchen supplies into the bedroom.
Wait, but I did teach him how to dance. So, greeting ass, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I've never seen him dance before. Now I want to see this.
Oh, it's still not super great, but it's better than before.
I can't do it by myself. I need a partner.
And it's still not super great, but it's better than
a
before.
legendary fuckboy does not know how to dance.
Oh no, I can't dance for shit.
He knows how to talk though.
Does he know how to have sex?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, wait.
We have a pretty great girl.
To
and
be
guy who
honest
knows how to
though,
have sex.
during the time that we started dating, I was like in my I'm ready to like fuck around again, like.
So you had your hoe phase.
Yeah, I did, but then I was like, I'm ready to continue my hoe phase because at that time I wasn't really like I was like dating people, but it wasn't like super serious, and I was like, it's like not really working out well. And then when we re-met again, I was like, he's a fuckboy, and I'm still in my hoe phase. So then I was like, let's catch up. And then he wasn't even a fuckboy anymore, and then I got cuffed. So, thanks, babe.
Formidable story.
Yeah.
Formidable.
Also, her quote unquote hoe phase like isn't.
It's not really a hoe phase. But I did date around a lot.
It's like our normal phase, right?
Not even. It's even lower than that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So our power level is like Super Saiyan.
No, I'm just saying she has the lowest body count of any girl I've ever dated in the last like 8, 9, 10 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that either.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And I'm
You're
your best
exposing me
friend.
to everyone.
Great.
I'm not saying the number. I'm just saying
It's a good thing, though.
I've been exposed.
So I guess like the conclusion from this is like, for a fuckboy to really be ready to date, he has to go through that whole like trial, and then has to have like epiphany, like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I'm ready to date.
Yeah.
There's an epiphany for sure.
Okay. Cool. Anything I add to this, Noah? You've been pretty quiet.
I've known Tran for a while, since he was 22 or 23. I think I've known him since he was 23. And yeah,
7 years. Yeah.
He used to be a fuckboy, and he used to have like he had 2 girlfriends at a single time, at like concurrent girlfriends that knew about each other at one time, you know, and that went on for a good amount of time. But no, he's definitely changed a lot. He's I feel like it's with time, you know, like the fuckboys, they take their time and then they realize that's not what they want in the future, and then he went from, you know, not really knowing what he wanted to do, but now he's like very successful. Now he's a changed man. He's matured a lot in the last 7 years, and it's really shown a lot, and you can see it now. And now I know that for a fact that he wouldn't even consider cheating on Steph, just because he's been through that, and now he's in that part of his life where he doesn't even like want to do that. He doesn't even think about like going out and pursuing other women, because he's had that in the past. He doesn't need it anymore, and it doesn't really fit with his lifestyle. Whereas like the fuckboys, that if you're dating a fuckboy, or the guy used to be a fuckboy, but he's still living a lifestyle that kind of coincides with those activities, then that's a lot higher of a risk compared to somebody that's matured and changed his whole lifestyle around. That makes sense. Like,
All right, enough talk about like Tran. How about you?
Oh.
How about you, man?
me, I am definitely not a fuckboy.
You're not a fuckboy
I'm
at
like
all?
the
You're a
opposite of
sweetheart?
fuckboy.
You should give him lessons.
I don't know.
I
about
should
that.
give him
I don't know
lessons?
about that. I don't
It's
know.
His best
Dual-
friend is right here.
You know, like 2 people, give him lessons.
So I don't want to be a fuckboy. My body count's pretty low, but it's like
Isn't it lower than hers?
it is.
virgin.
It is.
Oh shit! You're like a virgin?
No, he's not a virgin.
I'm not a virgin, no. But I mean, it's something that like I don't really care about going out and increase my body count. That's not really something that I put value in.
But even though he doesn't have experience, he's actually pretty mature, so it doesn't discount him.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs to go through his
Yeah.
whole phase.
I think because he knew me for all those years and I told him a lot of stuff, he learned through me. So it's like,
But I would have imagined that he would have learned how to be a fuckboy like you.
oh,
I've
well,
definitely seen how he like, how he moves and stuff.
How he moves, like his ass, or what do you mean?
So like I mean, she's no saint either. Come on, we all know that. Come on, half of Instagram knows that.
Oh, wow.
All right, but
Gross.
I mean, like if you're an OC, then you know that. I'm just kidding. No, they both changed a lot. No.
Not kidding.
She's a changed woman too. It's all a joke. She's not.
She's ready to get married.
She is. No, honestly, and it's kind of like they both been through that phase where they had all their fun and that kind of like that ratchet, exciting lifestyle, but now they're looking for stability. They both have, their stable careers, and they want to be able to build that foundation for their 30s and 40s. I guess it's mid 30s and 40s. And so it's where was I going with this?
I mean, going back to that homeless video though.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
It's like, okay, so it really depends on the women. Okay, so when I was younger, I didn't have shit going for me. I was in college. I was living like whatever, and I was just like being, like living my life, living my 20s, like experiencing men to men. And like now, like I'm 26, right? So I own my own business. I work corporate. So at this point, I just want to settle down, because prior to that, I did not want to settle down because I wanted to basically live my life. Yeah. I wanted to experience everything in life. But like right now, it's more of like I want a partner that will like support me and benefit me throughout my whole journey of pursuing my own company and navigating me through my success and my dreams, my goals. So I don't necessarily want to hook around and just like.
When did you come to this realization?
Probably like. Probably like 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
So we started dating or talking before that. So you just wanted to fuck at that time. How come you didn't let me hit then? Shit, bro.
Okay, the reason why I didn't let you hit.
It was actually because of you I started being a fuckboy again.
Oh, explain that, please. So you think I didn't respect you?
You were fucking another guy at the same time, right?
And you were listening to Final Fantasy because like, you really put me on a roller coaster, and I went through ups and downs, and it made me very interested.